Hi guys, and welcome back to the Woman Unfiltered. Just thought I'd quickly jump on. I've literally just finished work. It seems to be that I do it as soon as I finish work, looking all ragged. But anyway, I thought I'd jump on right now because it's something that's on the top of my mind, quite prevalent right now, and also something that I've been sharing on my stories. And that is PMDD. For people that don't know what that stands for, that's Premenstrual Dysphoric Disorder. In layman's terms, it's premenstrual syndrome, what ladies get a week luteal phase leading up to their period. However, how I like to explain it, and this isn't medically, is PMS on steroids. So in my 20s, I was diagnosed with PMDD. The doctor gave me a little bottle of pills. I'd nothing with them. And I was never explained properly what that meant. I went through I can't even tell you how many different contraception pills I had to go through. That sent me a little bit cuckoo. I then they realised that I was very sensitive to certain hormones, and it then took me 37 years, well, it's not 37 years, but at the age of 37 to realise that the week leading up to my period, when I mentally, physically could not cope with my own brain, I would then go, let's get shit-faced. Let's get annihilated, and that would be with alcohol and whatever else would happen at those times. And that would be to block what was going on in my own head, which at the time really helped. But then the days after would be absolutely awful because my anxiety would then be 100 times worse. So that is PMDD. Now, I talked about it, I think, a couple of years back in one of my YouTube channels, and I've actually been I feel like I've been living with it quite well, adjusting with it, knowing giving up drinking was one of those reasons as well, because although I would like to say that actually I can be a really good drunk, the times that I did want to drink was when I was a week due on before my period, when I was an absolute, I don't care, I'm calling myself, I was a psycho. My brain, I don't feel me, okay? That's the whole point of it. It's not me a week before my period. I don't like who I am. I've got anger, I've got rage, I've got anxiety, I've got sadness, I'm irritable. I cannot deal with day-to-day life. It's an absolute fucking struggle. And as soon as my period hits, I'm like, oh my God. Oh, thank God for that. Sometimes it's not straight away, but yeah. However, I mentioned on my opening YouTube channel that I am having other symptoms at the moment, which the doctors are looking into perimenopause and have actually offered me HRT, which I've got another appointment about, because obviously, again, like most women, it doesn't always agree, and I'm not actually in menopause, but perimenopause, which then can make your PMD again steroids times 1,000. So that's where I am at the moment, and this last luteal phase, I kid you not, has been a killer, an absolute killer. And I've decided enough's enough. Enough is enough. I need to do something about it. Like, I have gone since 2020 without taking any form of prescription drugs to help with anything. I took prescription drugs for anxiety back in when my dad passed away due to anxiety. I couldn't sleep. I was just waking up choking in my sleep. It was grief, and actually they served a purpose, but the doctors just left me. Actually, they just left me and didn't even contact me for years to see how I was getting on with them. So I decided, I think it was actually lockdown, because I had time. I was at home. I was still working. I was like, no more. I don't want something in my body that I'm doing this holistically, and it worked. And then obviously I gave it drinking, and everything was good. Now, I feel like, it's Mental Health Week. I think it's on the 10th of October. So this wasn't because of this. It's just because it's how I'm feeling right now. And I have been speaking to a few friends and family members who, one, I've never heard of it, and two, probably have it. And they've just been diagnosed with something completely different. So it affects you emotionally, it affects you physically, behaviours. It impacts. My partner wants to leave me a week before my period, and I want to leave him, but he's my everything. Like, we are best mates, we have each other's back, we're soulmates, but a week before my period, the poor guy, well, I think it's quite mutual. It's mutual. But I have difficulty concentrating. I run my own business that were quite hard. I still soldier through it. I think what gets me the most is probably the anxiety, the anxiousness, the irritability, the rage, all those. It's a roller coaster, and then you feel physically drained. And I think once your period then hits, you're like, oh my God. Physically, people say to me, oh my God, it's like your aura's changed, because it physically has. But then I'm tired, I'm drained of being what I've had to cope with for whatever a week it may be. It's not always a week, it's not every month is the same. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, this is weird, this isn't as bad. But it's the lack of energy, it's awful. Sorry guys, I absolutely realised that I didn't come back to the video. The doorbell went, then randomly followed by the doctor. So just before I made that video yesterday, I was on the phone to my doctor. It wasn't the doctor I wanted to speak to, it was a male, unfortunately. I'm sorry, but I'm going to say that. Who basically said, oh, it sounds very complicated what you're going through. No shit, Sherlock, no shit. As answer to what was going through perimenopause and hormones, why do you have to have periods? I went, well, that's my choice, and if I don't want to pump stuff into my body, I should, throughout all my years, because I shouldn't have to. Like, I'm not pumping. There's got to be more research basically done into this. And the other day I put PMDD into TikTok, and wow, the amount of women that actually suffer it, and it was like, oh my God, I've heard, but anyway, so it's just quickly closing off just to say that all you PMDD girlies going in, and not just that, and those ones just hitting into the perimenopause, I hear you. I think we've got to stand together, keep fighting for more research to be done into women's health. What we have to go through is absolutely horrendous. I'm trying something at the moment called Ditto, backed by doctors and gynecologists, all natural, by the way. So, because I try and do everything holistically, although I am reaching out and I have a HRT appointment. I will not block any. I will try anything if it means not feeling like that for a week before my period. I've tried holistic for years. So anyway, I didn't really give them much of a go, because I started taking them 2 days before my luteal phase, which isn't giving them enough time to really settle in. They've got like magnesium in them and stuff like that. So there's so many things that you can do. I just wanted to say that if you aren't aware of PMDD, there are so many things that you can do. Firstly, I'll be tracking your period. I've tracked my period for years, so I know when I'm going to be due on. Obviously, there has been changes to my periods because of my age, but generally speaking, if you can hear sniffling, it's my dog, and I may have to stop this. I know she's okay. She's okay. Anyway, so it's really basically just making sure that you take some time to... Self-care is key a week before your period. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What? I'm going to pause this. Okay, take 3. As you can see, my little baby interrupted whilst I was doing my video. Okay, so just quickly close it off. I think I've said enough about PMDD, what it is, the symptoms. There's lots more symptoms people get. Those were the symptoms I personally get, how I feel, and how my age and going into perimenopause has amplified it like a million times. And I'm going to be sharing my journey of how I navigate life at the moment. Sorry, I'm at work. I thought somebody walked in. Navigate life at the moment with hormones. And my podcast will be talking to ladies about things like that as well. You know, it's just, I am thankful I'm quite a resilient person, made of hard stuff. I didn't think that a week before my period though, but I think that's what gets me through it. So the only thing I want to take away from this is and something I need to practice what I preach is a week before your period, I'm learning to have some boundaries, saying no, making sure that I'm not pushed to my limits because I'm just getting so overwhelmed. A week before my period, doing stuff that will help me, and actually me, and saying no to people. And my partner completely agreed with me. I sat down, talked about it the other week, you know, because everybody can tell when I'm in my luteal phase, and then they can instantly tell when I'm out of it. But anyway, sorry, keep looking behind. Let's make this space a space where we can talk about women, their hormones, what we go through, how we can help one another, how we can be our biggest cheerleaders, empower one another. You know, like I said with the doctor, who basically called me, by the way, later on that evening and had deleted my records. So yeah, there's that one. But I think if we keep pushing and fighting for women's health, you know, something's got to come good of it, or we can just help out each other, and that's really where this space is about. So yeah, have a great day, guys.